Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio edition. This is the edition for people who want to strengthen their imagination so they create better, stronger, clearer manifestations in their life. It's also great for people who are multitaskers because all you're going to have on the screen for the next 13, 14 minutes is this one picture. It is the tarot layout for today, and that's it. So you're not going to be distracted by movement on the screen. That means that your imagination will take over. That enhances your ability to manifest successfully. And that's the whole point. We set up a situation, you and I together, where you remove the distractions, and that kind of puts you in sort of a light hypnotic state. And that opens up your imagination and allows you to create clearly, more successfully than ever before. But it all begins with you. I'm just kind of a vehicle to try to help you through this. And one of the ways that we do it is eliminating distractions, which in the world today, that is no small accomplishment because everything, and I mean everything, that you experience in the course of a day is meant to be a distraction. All the news that you see, all of these disasters that are happening, from balloons to railroad cars to wars out somewhere else, to doesn't make any difference, banks failing, it's all designed to get you off your game, to get you worried about this, ooh, and then that, and then ooh, that, and then ooh, that. And before you know it, you become overwhelmed and you get yourself stuck in a neutral position. You can't go anywhere. You can't make any decisions. You have no lust for life, no enjoyment in your life because you're just overwhelmed. That's the design. That's why we do what we do here. A single picture of the cards for today that allows you to get into, as I said, a very mild hypnotic state and manifest better because it's the pictures inside of your head, inside of your heart, inside of your soul that you have to come into contact with. And this is just a vehicle to help you to do that. So here we begin. You see the layout in front of you. We have the leading card, and it is the Oracle card up front, first row, in the middle. It is called Message in a Bottle. What that means is you are going to get some information from a place that you did not expect, from a person you did not expect. Something out of the blue, just like the card itself, blue. Something, and in fact, with the ocean around, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of intuition. It may be that not one thing or one individual sparks your imagination, this message, subconscious message. It may be that it's a combination of things, but all of a sudden, boom, you get this inspiration, this message in a bottle. Very, very important, especially right now because we're in just a super critical time. March is a big month, but then so will April and May be. We got Saturn moving into Pisces. We have Pluto moving into Aquarius for a short time. We're going to have eclipses. We just passed the new moon, a full moon coming up in a week or two. I mean, it's just potent, powerful. So this message in a bottle, again, it may come from some physical thing, some incident that happens. Some person says something to you, or it might just come up from your intuition. Let's take a look further. Okay, we begin to read the cards. Bottom row, far left, Two of Cups. Two of Cups, decision. Decision. Twos are always decision. Now, yeah, partnership may be involved. There's no question. Certainly a connection, a trust. But at some point, there has to be a decision made. It's a two. So this message in a bottle, this inspiration, may come from the fact that you are forced to have to make a decision between two things that you're familiar with, or that you like or love, or something like that. And very often, if we're familiar with something, we conflate that to mean that we love it or like it or something, when we're just existing with it because we don't think we have any choice. But there's a decision coming up between two things that are important to you. Let's put it that way. And you're going to have to make a decision because in the end, it's going for your 10 of Cups. It's for your happiness. And I would let that guide you. Again, I said the message in a bottle could be something, springing up from your subconscious. Well, if you are in this point where you have to make a decision, the Two of Cups, and you keep in mind what you're really going after is the 10 of Cups. That'll help you make the decision. Ten of Cups, of course, is happiness, blessings, contentment, that ultimate connection. And it may be you are making the ultimate connection with yourself, and thereby that sense of happiness. We can't get happiness from other people. Other people cannot make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. You have to decide to make yourself happy. And maybe that's the message in the bottle. Things are so convoluted, things are so messed up, it is such a rigged game, this life. I'm not going to depend on anybody else or anything else to make me happy. I am going to choose to be happy. Two of Cups and Ten of Cups. But you're coming to a point, Wheel of Fortune, you're coming to a point where you're going to get an awakening. You're going to see the big picture. It's inevitable, and we're in that period right now. Like I said, it's a very powerful, potent period of time. And for anything to change on a global level, which I think is desperately needed right now, we have to do it individually. If we do it within ourselves and within our lives, within our capacity, we join up with other people who are in exactly the same place. And together, that's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff. But to do that, you have to be the fool. You have to take that walk of faith. There are people who say, the Fool card, they're the fool. It's new beginnings. Certainly it's innocence. They don't know any better, so they're optimistic. And, yeah, there's that interpretation. Certainly new beginnings. Certainly starting out on a new adventure. You're looking for change. But for me, especially in terms of manifesting, the Fool card is a card of faith. You hear people all the time, I have faith, I have faith, I have faith, I have faith. God's going to save me, God's going to save me, God's going to save, and they don't do a damn thing. Nothing. To activate your faith, you have to back it up with actions. Otherwise, it's hollow. It's just words. It means nothing. There has to be that continuity between what you say and what you do. There has to be that connection. That's what the Fool has. And so the bottom row says that you are looking for a loving connection. I think with yourself. That's where you're coming. You are choosing that beyond anything else, beyond all the distractions, you're going to be happy within yourself. So let's move on. Second row, up top, King of Swords. Kings always make the proclamation. Swords are thoughts, ideas. The king is analytic, unbiased. And that's really what's kind of driving you right now. You're getting to a point where you're saying, you know what, enough. Everything that I've done and I've said up to this point has just been a distraction. It's been avoiding the issue. We do that, don't we? Sure. There's that little bit of cleanup in the closet that needs to be done, and you put it off week after week after week. I'll get to it. Well, this is your time to get to it, to make yourself happy, to choose to be happy. Change your thinking. King of Swords says you got the way. And what will happen is this is going to change your whole view of everything. Or maybe you have to change your view because as you're making the changes, you're deciding I'm going to be happy within myself. That's looking at something in a way that you've never looked at it before. And it's that very act that is the act of faith we were talking about with the Fool and is the one that is going to produce results. Okay, that's the one that's going to do it for you. There's no question. So, coming up, we got the World. That's the next card. And the World card talks about completion, integration, wholeness. This tells me you're going to get to that happy place. Is it going to be perfectly happy? No, of course not. That's not the human condition. Perfection? Humans? Impossible. But that still will not dissuade you. You realize that inner core of happiness, of peace, of contentment begins with you. That's the big message in a bottle. the message that comes out of nowhere. You're not expecting it, and all of a sudden it hits you. I mean, hits you. You're not just saying the words, you're actually feeling the words. And when you take a look at the two power cards that we have here, the Wheel of Fortune and the World, you're moving toward something different, something better if you choose. If you're the Fool, if you have the faith to decide to make yourself happy, the hell with what goes on around you. And the final card is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is victory. Victory. You are coming to the place, if you step out like the Fool and decide, I am going to be happy no matter what. Content? That might be a different deal. But happy with what I have, happy with what I am or who I am. That's your choice. That's your decision. And in the end, the card up top in the middle, vice versa card, very, very powerful. It's the Ace of Swords. What you are doing is deciding. You are making a difference. You're not doing the same old, same old. We're really good as human beings to kind of evade the truth if it's unpleasant or difficult. Or, you mean I got to change? Oh, man. And we stay away from it. We stay away from it. It's too uncomfortable. But you know, inside, that's exactly what you have to do. And so as we're looking at the bottom here, the bottom row tells me that you are going for happiness. You're going for joy. You're going for contentment, maybe on a degree, but certainly a loving connection. And I think you are deciding that you are the one that has to make you happy, and you are making that decision. That's what the Fool tells me. You make that decision ultimately to be happy, no matter what the outside circumstances. And then up top, tells me that you get to it. You begin to change your thinking. You begin to change your view of things. You begin to understand the big picture better. And the Six of Wands says, success. The parts and pieces fall together this time. Yeah, it's still going to be an effort to change. It's still going to be an effort to make the improvement. Doesn't matter this time. Between now and maybe, let's say, June, somewhere, somehow, that message is going to get to you, and it's going to resonate this time. It's signed and sealed. You are taking control of your happiness, not depending on anybody else. That, my friend, is true freedom, independence, and joy. Congratulations. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another one. I do a brand new read every day, 365. Hope you're here with me. Between now and then, peace and blessings.